So here we are, Easter Sunday, and kind of just seems like any other Sunday, really, or any other day of the week. But of course, in the Christian calendar, it's the most important festival of all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that I was supposed to read on St. Patrick's Day in church, but it never really happened for one reason or another. St. Patrick, of course, great connections with Easter because he lit his Easter fire on the Hill of Slane in defiance of the pagan king Lera, who had him arrested. And when he was brought before Lera, who was having his own shindig on the Hill of Tara, uh, and explained himself and explained what his mission was, then Lera gave him permission to preach Christianity in Ireland. So there you go. That's how the story goes. Now, I realise that a lot of my friends aren't Catholic or Christian, or indeed some don't believe in God at all. Doesn't matter a damn to me, because as I've said before, God believes in you. This, by the way, is a very prized possession of mine, St. Patrick. It's a statue carved in wood by the artist Fergus O'Farrell, given to me as a present years and years ago, and it's something that I treasure. That's St. Patrick. Okay. Why I've chosen these words? Because they're full of positivity, they're full of hope, they're full of faith, they've got a great drive and a rhythm to them. And I think, no matter what you believe or don't believe, I think you probably get something out of them. So here we go. This is the Dia Cry, also known as the Hymn of St. Patrick, or St. Patrick's Breastplate. I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. I arise today through the strength of Christ's birth with his baptism, through the strength of his crucifixion with his burial, through the strength of his resurrection with his ascension, through the strength of his descent for the judgment of doom. I arise today through the strength of the love of the cherubim, in the obedience of angels, in the service of archangels, in the hope of the resurrection to meet with reward, in the prayers of patriarchs, in prediction of prophets, in preaching of apostles, in faith of confessors, in innocence of holy virgins, in deeds of righteous men. I arise today through the strength of heaven, light of sun, radiance of moon, splendor of fire, speed of lightning, swiftness of wind, depth of the sea, stability of earth, firmness of rock. I arise today through God's strength to pilot me, God's might to uphold me, God's wisdom to guide me, God's eye to look before me, God's ear to hear me, God's word to speak to me, God's hand to guard me, God's way to lie before me, God's shield to protect me, God's host to save me from snares of devils, from temptations of vices, from everyone who shall wish me ill, afar and anear, alone and in a multitude. I summon today all these powers between me and those evils, against every cruel, merciless power that may oppose my body and soul, against incantations of false prophets, against black laws of pagandom, against false laws of heretics, against craft of idolatry, against spells of witches and smiths and wizards, against every knowledge that corrupts man's body and soul. Christ to shield me today, against poisoning, against burning, against drowning, against wounding, so there come to me abundance of reward. Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I arise, Christ in the heart of everyone who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of everyone who speaks of me, Christ in the eye of everyone that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. Well, that's a little bit more religious than I usually get, but I think you'll agree that, today was the day. A very happy Easter to everybody. Peace. Stay safe. Stay well. we will beat this.